Hello, everyone, and welcome to this course on leadership. Now, leadership is an essential part of success for ourselves and for others. And I'm not just talking about leaders and success at work, I'm talking about every aspect of life, whether it be work, personal, relationships, or health. Now, being a personal trainer, I needed to learn how to lead in order to effectively get my clients results. So I made this course with the experience and lessons I gained from being a personal trainer and growing as a leader to my clients. One of the main things I learned was that in order to lead others well, we need to learn to lead ourselves first. It's crazy to think that we can lead or guide others to a destination when we don't even have clarity ourselves. It makes it hard for us to understand and empathize with them when we don't even understand what leadership is. And understanding and empathy are two vital pieces of effective leadership. So we need to learn to lead ourselves first. That is what we will be discussing in this course. We will talk about what leadership actually is. We'll talk about leading yourself, and we'll also talk about leading others. All right, I hope you will get a lot out of this course, and I hope you can all lead yourself and others to a more fulfilling and accomplishing lifestyle after this course. Okay, so I want to start by identifying the two main categories of leadership types. So the first one is leadership through fear, and the second one is leadership through respect. Now, both ways of leading we can see in our current society and culture, but there is a huge difference in the two methods. There is a difference in the lasting experience, impressions, and the legacy that we choose to leave behind. And so the results from our leadership depends on which one we choose, respect or fear. Now, there is a saying that the true test of leadership is how your people work after you have left. And you can really see the difference in leadership style once a leader is no longer around. Right, what people say and how they react and how they act when the leadership is gone is very telling about what type of leadership was used. If a previous leader is still admired, their principles are still followed and respected, the culture they created still thrives, then it is safe to say that they led through respect. But if people are relieved that the leader is gone, the environment and culture change quickly, and the memory of the leader is talked down on and quickly forgotten, then it is quite safe to say that they led through fear. And the difference here is that respect meant that people wanted to follow you. Yeah, people kept your culture, your energy going because they wanted to follow you. And fear meant that people needed to follow you. You're just an authority figure. All right, they don't want to, but they needed to just because you are their boss. Right? Many of us think that being a leader is merely getting things done. And yes, that is true to a certain extent. As a leader, your job is to get the results, but it is not the main role of being a leader. If you're a great leader, results will end up being a byproduct of your leadership. Right? The most important thing about leadership is the people that you take care of, the people in your charge, the people you lead. Leadership is first and foremost a people-oriented job, not a results job. Okay, so depending on how we lead is the legacy that we will leave behind, respect or fear. All right, and in order to lead others first, we need to lead ourselves. Okay, we need to understand how to lead ourselves into the right direction. Right, so let's go a little deeper and talk about how we could lead ourselves in order to lead others effectively. Now let's go into talking about leadership of the self, all right, leading yourself. Now, in order to truly lead others, you need to first be able to lead yourself. As I said before, leadership is first and foremost a people-oriented job instead of a results-oriented job. This means you need to put yourself as a person first instead of the results you are after also. I said right at the beginning of this course that leadership is the ability to influence by serving, protecting, and empowering others. It is the same for yourself. Leading yourself starts with serving yourself, protecting yourself, and empowering yourself. All this is done for you to accept and understand yourself, to set a direction for yourself, and to allow yourself to grow and ultimately affect others to do the same for themselves. That is leadership. To serve yourself is to give yourself the opportunities to learn and grow. Give yourself the love and attention needed to move forward. Understand your own needs and to put yourself as a priority also. This may sound selfish, but you need to make sure that your health and mind are thriving, as there is no leading anyone else if you're not in a good state physically and mentally. This doesn't mean that you always need to be positive and in a great state. Of course, there will be times of struggle, but you need to know how to put yourself and your needs as a priority also to get yourself back on your own feet for others. People want to follow you, not just look after you. To serve yourself is to also give yourself the tools and resources to learn and grow in the area or field of your choice. Right? To learn about yourself and to allow yourself to fail, grow, and elevate with knowledge and wisdom. All right, to give yourself the opportunity to understand and influence others is the root of serving yourself. Okay, so basically, to serve yourself just means to give yourself the tools and resources in order for yourself to learn and grow and understand what it takes to influence someone else. All right, so give yourselves the opportunities that you would give someone else to learn and grow. Okay, now we'll move on to protecting yourself. Now, to protect yourself is to look after your body and your mind, to feed it with realism and optimism, to understand your own limits and needs, and to respect ourselves. So this is so we don't overburden ourselves with too much at a time. All right, we can see this by how we treat others when they are unhappy or upset is very different to how we treat ourselves. With others, we are usually encouraging, caring, and supportive of others, especially when they are down. But for ourselves, it is very different. We tell ourselves that we are weak, we label ourselves, we don't give ourselves the empathy we give others. Now, why is that? All right, if we want to learn to lead others, we need to understand how to lead ourselves first. We are people also. If we want to truly be able to be sincere and empathetic to others, we must learn to give that to ourselves first. So we understand the process of healing. We understand that process ourselves first. Only then can we really protect others. Only then can we really show empathy to others because we know what it feels like to be in their position and we know what it feels like to overcome their position. We know how to protect ourselves. Okay, self-talk is a huge way for us to protect ourselves and our minds. So how we speak to ourselves will be a reflection of how we truly speak and feel towards others. All right, so to empower ourselves is to understand our why. All right, why do we want to excel in whatever we're doing? What is it for and what is the greater cause? Right, this gives us our direction and it gives us clarity in what we are doing. Right, to understand our own why, our vision, our mission is important to empowering ourselves. It is the way we want to move. It is how we are going to make a difference. Right, to empower ourselves is the foundation to lead others as it gives clarity and direction for others to follow. Right, you cannot empower others if we are stationary ourselves, if we don't know how to go or where to go ourselves, all right? Because they won't know where to go either. So in order to lead in a certain direction, you need to first know what direction that is. Yeah, you need to know the direction yourself. That is what is meant by empowering yourself to move. So these are just a brief overview of the main things that we need to do or to focus on for ourselves in order to truly lead ourselves in the right direction, in order to truly equip ourselves for us to lead ourselves and in the future lead other people. Yeah, it is all about looking after ourselves, giving ourselves the right resources, protecting ourselves and our minds, and empowering ourselves so that we can all do the same for someone else. Okay, so now we'll talk about leading others. Okay, so now let's talk about leading others. Now, as we spoke about at the start, you can either lead through fear or lead through respect. So let's see how each one looks like. All right, so we'll start with leading through fear. So leading through fear means that employees work for you and not with you. It is not a choice for them to be working for you. They do it because they need to, not because of the want. All right, they are managed by you instead of led by you, as there is no freedom. They only do as you say. All right, you are an authoritative figure to them, not a leader, as you are not empowering them or growing them as people. They are just your workers. There is a lack of safety. People don't feel safe to be themselves, to make change, even if it is required. There will be no initiative and no innovation. Everyone is afraid to deviate from the path, even if there is a better way, because they fear getting in trouble. They run, hide, and blame because they are afraid of what would happen to them. They lack the safety and protection required to take risks because all they receive is fear from your leadership. It is the my way or the highway type of leadership. So there is no safety involved. Everyone for themselves culture. All right, leading through fear is creating a culture where people only act for themselves. They do this because of fear. They fear the consequences of what would happen to them, so the best option for them is to do the bare minimum and play it safe all the time. All right, there is and will be limited growth. And when things do go wrong, the blame game will begin. It's suddenly no one's fault. Everyone is shifting blame so that they don't face their consequence, which is you, the leader. So we should ask ourselves, how is that an effective way of leading? How is leading through fear an effective way of achieving growth? How are we serving them, protecting them, and empowering them if all we are doing is providing fear? All we are doing is dividing our people into individuals instead of a team with a common goal. Our people won't be concerned with the mission or the vision. They will only be concerned for themselves. How is that truly leading? Now, this leads me to the other way we can lead, which is leading through respect. So let's go through what leading through respect looks like. All right. So as we said at the start, true leadership is about serving, protecting, and empowering your people. All right. So leading through respect means that you create a culture of safety. And now this is to protect your people. Right. This means that the people in your charge feel safe to be led by you. They know that they won't be left out hanging in the cold. They can feel that they are looked after, valued, and appreciated for the work that they do, and in turn, they will work harder for you. All right, they feel like they belong in this space and they are willing to work and follow you, not because they have to, but because they want to. Right, we all want to feel safe regardless of whether it is career, professional, or personal life. Right, a good leader will make sure that we feel safe and valued. Even if we slip up, we know we will be given the chance to own our wrongs and grow instead of being thrown out. This will give us more of a chance to take a risk and to explore and to innovate. Right, so this is about creating a culture of safety for all our people to know that they are looked after and valued, and that an environment where they can feel like they can take risks and grow. You create opportunities for growth and learning. Now, this is to serve your people. Right, your people understand that mistakes and failures will be made. All right, this doesn't mean that you let everything slide. Right, you will discipline your people when it is needed, but firstly, you will help them to understand the mistakes happen, and that doesn't mean that they themselves are a failure. Right, you help them see the lessons and the learning opportunities that come with mistakes. You give them a chance to grow and to level up and to try something that they are not comfortable with. All right, you give them opportunities for them to innovate and come up with their own ideas. All right, and giving them that opportunity to come up with their own ideas will make them want to own it even more, because it's their own job. It's their own ideas. They want to own it. They want to perfect it even more. All right. With creating a culture of safety, you will allow them to grow and learn from mistakes. You will allow them to push themselves, to take controlled risks and develop. All right. And you'll create a team with a vision. Now, this is to empower people. All right. Your people will work together as a team towards a common goal. Yeah, people would want to follow you. Your vision becomes their vision, and everyone moves in the same direction because there is clarity. The clarity has been set, and they believe in that vision. Right? They will not work as individuals, but instead as a team. They will take ownership of their mistakes, knowing that it will be resolved and learnt from by the team. They will be inspired to do what they do every day, as they know they are working towards something that is of value to them. They are working towards something that is larger than themselves, right? A greater good. People will come together because you are serving them, protecting them, and empowering them. Now, all this should be done with the attitude of empathy. Right? Empathy is key, and it is the backbone of leadership. Human beings want to be understood and cared for. That is the job of a leader. If you choose to be a leader, you choose to take people under your charge. You choose to take care of them and their safety. Leadership takes courage, and it is not for everyone, which is fine. But for those who choose to take it on, your people must come first. They look to you for guidance and empowerment. To truly serve them, you need to first understand them. All right? Use your knowledge and experience to better help them as you understand what it is like to be in their position. Show empathy, and people will respect you. So that is what leadership is or should be. That is what leadership is about. It is not primarily about the results. It is always about the people first. It's about making sure your people feel safe and protected, feel valued, feel appreciated. It's about giving them opportunities to learn and grow with you and explore on their own. May we all lead with empathy. May we all empower our people to take ownership and pride in their work while it all comes together to fulfill a bigger purpose. That is leadership. Thank you all so much. I hope you guys have taken something out of the course, and I hope you guys have all enjoyed the course.